How do wars and other huge news events change the game for traders and investors? The answer that you will find in today's video will definitely shock you. To truly understand how wars influence financial markets, let's try to take the current and live example of the tensions between Iran and Israel that are currently going on that caused a huge crash on the stock market and on the crypto market on Monday. Obviously there were some other things going on as well, but on Monday we saw a huge crash on the crypto market of approximately 20% on Bitcoin and even a lot more on altcoins due to the fact of the escalating fears between Iran and Israel and a potential war that has been looming. Now the mistake that most of the people are making during these times is that instead of looking at these times and these events as a massive buy opportunity, they make their decisions based off fear, uncertainty and doubt, and that is exactly what you do not want to do during these kind of news events. I'm gonna give you guys a tip that you have to remember for the rest of your life, especially as an investor, but also as a trader, is that news events, they don't change the price action. All that they do is speed up the process of it. The second lesson that I want to give you guys is that news events, if they cause a dump, these are the golden buy opportunities and often represent opportunities of a lifetime. I'm currently reading this book, which is called Richer, Wiser and Happier, which is a book where they have been following the biggest investors our planet has ever known. Guys like Pabrai from India, guys like Warren Buffett, guys like Charlie Munger, and they're all saying the same thing, is that sometimes they wait years and years and years before they buy any stock. That is crazy, right? So years and years and years they are waiting, they're not doing anything. They're sitting on their cash, waiting for that one opportunity to buy stocks. In this book, the interviewer and the journalist asked them, but guys, what's the best opportunity to then buy that stock? Is it when it's undervalued? Is it when the economy is thriving? What is it? And they were all saying the exact same thing. The golden opportunity, the best opportunity to buy my favorite stock, even if I have to wait years in order to buy, is when everyone is massively fearful. In a little bit, guys, I'm going to show you guys a few real life examples onto the chart where there were certain news events where everyone was scared to buy, myself included, because that's human nature, that's totally making sense. But if you would have bought these dips, that's where the real money was to be made. In this book, these investors, they are also saying that it's almost impossible long-term wise as an investor to not make money, because the stock market over a long period of time is always going up. The crypto market over a longer period of time is always going up. Now you might be wondering, but why is that the case? It's the case because human beings always create value for themselves. I always try to compare this to paintings. Why is a painting worth $10,000s, $100,000s of dollars? Why? It's a painting. It's due to the fact that since humans exist, they create value for themselves. All right? And it's the same with the stock market, it's the same with the crypto market. Over a long period of time, it's always going to go up. But how do you outperform the crypto market and the stock market? That's exactly the thing that everyone has been wondering. And they were saying in this book that the only way to outperform the stock market, crypto market, or any equities market in general is to buy when others are fearful and to sell when others are greedy. But especially that first part of buying when others are fearful is very, very hard. And why is it the case? Because at that exact moment when others are fearful, you feel super fearful as well. Take the crash on Monday. Lots and lots of people were feeling a lot of fear, myself included. But I have now gotten used to that feeling of fear, and I have now the experience from the past to know that those are the exact buy opportunities that you have to capitalize on in order to make money long term. There was a quote in this book, and I'm quickly going to find it for you guys. It's a quote from Pabrai as well. He's saying, "It is impossible to produce superior performance unless you do something different from the majority." And that's something that as an investor, you should definitely remember for the rest of your life. The majority of the market is never ever going to make money. If you realize that the fact that the retail traders are with so many more compared to the market makers, the institutions, and then realize the fact that the institutions and the market makers are always going to make money long term, it is even more difficult to separate yourself from the majority of the market and join the institutions and join the market makers on the other side of it. Those are the people that are going to make money. And those are the people that capitalize on opportunities like Monday, and that also have been capitalizing on opportunities like the COVID crash over here on Bitcoin, where everyone was feeling super fearful to buy, and afterwards the price of Bitcoin rallied an approximate 3,300%. Over here, this is interesting, right? Because I was just talking about the Iran versus Israel war, where lots of people were expecting more downside for Bitcoin. Guys, realize one thing: Bitcoin is a digital gold. Gold is a safe haven asset. If there's wars going on, if there's tensions going on, people tend to flee to safe haven assets like gold and Bitcoin, which is the digital gold. Sometimes it might dump first, but in the next 10 to 20 to 30 years, these will be the assets where people flee to once we have wars and other kind of tensions going on. So remember that for the rest of your life as well. This is an interesting example because this is the time where Russia was invading Ukraine. I remember this day. I remember this exact day. We were seeing a dump going into that event because people were already expecting Russia to invade Ukraine. Then during that event, if I quickly hide this one over here, we saw a big dump occurring over here, which eventually put in a wick to the downside, and then we pushed towards the upside and we saw a beautiful push from the lows of approximately 40%, guys. Even though that everyone's fearful to buy, even though that people were expecting a third world war to break out and to continue lower, this was the golden buy opportunity to target buys and liquidity where you could then have sold your Bitcoin and altcoins again before we got the massive Luna crash, which was another huge news event in the crypto market. Obviously, we have the FTX event as well. This one speaks for itself, guys. Everyone thought that crypto was done. This was the golden buy opportunity to buy Bitcoin, and afterwards everything that happened after has been history once more. A 383% increase. Now when we go to gold, we can also see over here the COVID crash caused a big dump to the downside, but afterwards if you would have bought gold during that COVID crash, you would have made significant gains of 41%. Same goes over here. This is where once again Russia invaded Ukraine over here at the 22nd of February. Once more, this is where a lot of volatility was going on. We saw a bit of a dump. This was a buy opportunity, and afterwards gold pumped towards new all-time highs, I believe even, which is kind of crazy, but that is exactly what happens during these kind of news events. You have to realize that these news events, they present golden buy opportunities. When everyone is fearful to buy, that's exactly when you fucking buy. Remember that for the rest of your life. When everyone is getting greedy, when everything is thriving in the world, when it looks like there's nothing that can be wrong in the economy, elections, wars, everything is at peace, everything is rising, everything is pumping, everyone is getting greedy, that's exactly when you fucking sell. Remember this for the rest of your life. If you're feeling a certain emotion as an investor or as a trader, make sure to do the exact opposite of that emotion, because you have to realize that everyone is feeling that same emotion, guys. It's human nature. It makes total sense. But if you want to be superior, you have to do something different from the majority.